the creator of this YouTube channel, and I'm also the founder of Miss B Tutoring, missbtutorme.com. I'm so excited that you are here today. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe below so you can get more Books with Miss B stories every single week, and also visit me at Books with Miss B, my Instagram page. There you can message me, stop by and say hello. I literally love it when you do so. So thank you for all of you who have already reached out. You are filling my heart with crazy amounts of joy. So please keep it up. Thank you. Today is in fact a book request, but before we get started, I need you, my sweet little human sitting right there. Yes, I'm talking to you, to lean in super close. And I want you to listen to this one very important thing. And that one very important thing is that you are, without a doubt in my mind, absolutely perfect. Just the way you are. True story. Got it? So just be you. Don't try to be anybody else. Love who you are. Miss B loves you like crazy from the bottom of my heart. So today's story is one that kind of reminds me of a Dr. Seuss book because it is made by the same series of Dr. Seuss books. And the illustrations are going to look a little familiar to you if you've ever read a Dr. Seuss book before. It also is written by the same, or illustrated by the same person that did Go Dog Go. And I want to give a massive Books with Miss B shout out to the sweetest boy ever, Noah. Hi, Noah. Thank you so much for requesting this book. A little birdie told me that it's your favorite. And I also appreciate the beautiful picture that you made for me. Noah, you guys, Noah took a picture, well, his mom took a picture of this beautiful piece of artwork he made for me and had her send it to me. And it just made my day, Noah. So thank you. Mwah. I love you like crazy, crazy, crazy amounts. And so let's get started on your story, Noah. I think you guys are gonna love it. It's called Robert the Rose Horse. And Robert has a little problem. Whenever he smells roses, he has a reaction to them. Can you guess what kind of a reaction, that's a big word, he has to the roses when he sniffs them? I know that Noah knows, but do you know? That's right. When he sniffs them, he sneezes. He has an allergic reaction. So maybe you know somebody who has allergies, or maybe you have allergies, or you get itchy, you get an itchy nose and you start to sneeze sometimes when you smell certain things. That's the problem in this story. But it turns out to be a solution. It turns out to kind of save, turns out to kind of save the day. I think I might have hiccups. So let's get started. This is Robert the Rose Horse, written by Joan Heilbroner, and it's illustrated by P.D. Eastman. And it is a Dr. Seuss beginner I can read book. I can read all by myself, Dr. Seuss book. There's lots of them. I'm going to turn this over so you can see the back. This is Go Dog Go, the one I was talking about. Maybe you have some of these in your library at home, or you've checked them out from your library, or seen them at school. Robert was a happy little horse. He lived on a farm. He lived with his mother and father. One day, Robert had a party. It was his birthday. All his farm friends came to the party. We have a chicken, we have a pig, a goat. Lots of friends. They had a big cake. Happy birthday, Robert, said all of his friends. Happy birthday to you. The cake was very pretty. It had big red roses all around it. Robert liked those red roses. He put his nose right into one and he took a big sniff. Then Robert got a funny feeling. His eyes began to itch, his nose began to twitch, and then kerchoo! Robert sneezed. What a sneeze! Up went his farm friends, up went the cake, up went the roses, and Robert fell down flat. His mother called the doctor, and the doctor looked at Robert. Say ah, said the doctor. Ah, said Robert. Aha, said the doctor. I know what made him sneeze. I am right, said the doctor. You will see. Here, Robert, take a little sniff. Robert put his nose into the roses. He took a little sniff. Again, his nose began to itch. Again, his eyes began to itch. Kerchoo went Robert. Bang went the window, bang went the door, up went the roses, and the doctor fell down flat. I was right, said the doctor. Roses are very bad for you. There are too many roses on this farm. You must get away from them. You must go to the city. So Robert had to go. Goodbye, he said to his mother and father. I will be all right in the city. I will find work. I will find a job. Robert did find a job in the city. He went to work for a milkman. He took the milkman and his wagon all around the city. It was a good job, and Robert was happy. Robert liked this kind of job. It's a good job for a horse. Then one day a man walked right next to Robert. The man had a flower in his coat. The flower in his coat was a rose. A rose, and right under his nose. Robert got that funny feeling again. His nose began to itch. His eyes began to itch. And kerchoo went Robert. Crash went the wagon. Splash went the milk, and up went the milkman, and the man with the rose fell down flat. Go away, the milkman told Robert. You cannot work for me anymore. Poor Robert. Hang on. So Robert went and began to look for work again, but it was hard for a horse to find a job. He looked for many days. One day he saw some horses. They had people on them. Say, I could do work like that, said Robert. I will ask for a job. Robert went to the door. A man came out. You look like a good horse, the man said to Robert. You can work for me, but you will have to work hard. You will have to do everything you are told. What kind of a job do you think he's going to have? Look at this guy right here. What do you think? So Robert went to work. He did just as he was told. When he was told to go slow, he went slow. When he was told to go fast, he went fast. Robert did everything he was told. I like this work, Robert said, and I am going to keep this job. Then one day a woman took a ride. Everything was going well, but all at once, look, the woman said, look at those pretty roses. I want those roses. Robert, take me over there at once. Not good. What could Robert do? He had to do as he was told. He took the woman to the roses. Again, he got that funny feeling, and his nose began to itch, and his eyes began to itch, and kerchoo went Robert. Away went the wagon. Away went the flowers. Up went the woman, and the flower man fell down flat. Once more, Robert was out of a job. Robert had to look for work again. He looked and looked. Fathers had work. Mothers had work. Everyone had some kind of work, but there were not many jobs for a horse. Poor Robert. Robert walked, and he looked and looked. Then at last, Robert saw something. He saw a job he could do. He could be a police horse. I will go in and I will ask for the job, he said. When Robert came out, he was a police horse. He was a good police horse. He did all kinds of police work. One day, Robert worked on Bank Street. Some men came down the street. 3 men. One of them had a black bag. They went into the bank. Robert did not see them. Then all at once, someone called out, "Help! Police! Help!" Robert looked around. He saw 3 men. They were robbers. Bank robbers. Uh-oh. The robbers ran right at Robert. They ran right over him, and away they went. Not cool. Robert got up fast. He had to stop those robbers, but how? How could he do it? And then Robert saw a rose. It was not a big rose, but it was a rose. Robert began to think. He began to think fast. Robert went over to that rose and he put his nose right in that rose. He took a big sniff, a big sniff, and he began to get that funny feeling. His eyes began to itch, his nose began to itch. Then Robert sneezed. Never was there a sneeze like it. Away went the cats and away went hats. Up went dogs and down came birds. Bang went the guns. Up went the black bag and the robbers fell down flat. Kerchoo. Yikes. He saved the day. Hooray, hooray for Robert, everyone yelled. The bank man was happy. The policemen were happy. Everyone was happy. Robert had stopped the robbers. He had sneezed the robbers flat. The next day there was a party. It was for Robert. His mother and father came. His farm friends came. The doctor came. All the policemen came too. Then one of them got up. "Robert," he said, "I have something for you." What could it be? "Roses!" yelled the doctor. "Hold on to your hats. Here comes a sneeze. Robert will sneeze us all to Chicago." Thank you, Robert. Robert took a little sniff. His nose did not itch. His eyes did not itch. Then Robert took a big sniff. He did not get that funny feeling. That big kerchoo had done it. Robert, at last, was all sneezed out. And roses never made Robert sneeze again. The end. I hope you enjoyed Robert the Rose Horse. Thank you to my sweet friend Noah for making this book request. I love you like crazy, buddy. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe below so you can get more books with Miss B stories every single week. Until next time, I will see you all, and I love you like crazy from the bottom of my heart. Bye. Mwah. My Books with Miss B friends. I have something very important I want you all to know.
Please always remember this.
Remember that it is always
Very, very important to love who you are.
and don't try to be anybody else
But who you are. Because, in case you didn't know, I'm going to tell you.
are without a doubt in my mind